welcome to another video. In today's lesson we're going to learn how to make this really cool hat. It has great detail and I think this would look good in many colours. I'm also interested to see how this works up with a solid colour. It'd be great for Halloween. You could use a white background with a black contrast colour, and I think that would look like a spider web. I think that would be really cool. There is a free written pattern for this tutorial and you can find that on my website. I would like to say a huge thank you to redheart.com for sponsoring me for this video. They have supplied this really pretty yarn. This is the Red Heart reflective yarn, which looks awesome at night time. This pattern works up in worsted weight, which is a number 4 yarn or a 10 ply yarn. It also works up in DK yarn, which is an 8 ply or a light worsted or a number 3. And it would look good in any colour. This hat does work up on the big side, but we work an edging to bring it all together. I do give you some helpful information if you don't want it on the baggier side, and you can have it as a more firm fitting hat. So let's get started on the lesson. For our supplies we're going to need a tape measure. This is to make the hat so it fits. This hat can be made in multiple sizes, so we're going to need a tape measure. Yarn needle large eye, a stitch marker, you could use a scrap piece of yarn if you have one of those, a pair of scissors. I've realised that my scissors are rusty. Any ideas how to clean that? Or I may just need to buy a new pair, but they're really sharp so I don't really need a new pair. A 6mm crochet hook. This is a J size crochet hook for the US. We are also going to need a calculator to work out the measurements for our hat. And in today's video we're going to use Red Heart reflective yarn. This is it doesn't say on this, I don't think, I couldn't find it, but it's a number 5 yarn, which I'm pretty sure is a bulky yarn. Australian would be equivalent, would be about a 12 ply, but this hat project works with any thickness of yarn. It will work with 4 ply DK, which is a number 2 or a 3. It'll work with American 4 ply, which is a number 4 yarn. So yeah, pretty much any yarn. And I am choosing, we got the reflective, which is a very pretty blue. And it is 100 grams or a 3.5 ounce, 80 meters or 88 yards. And this one is called grey. That's pretty self-explanatory. Beautiful grey we have here. And I am going to use the grey for the base, and I'm going to use the blue as the contrast colour. So this will be my main colour and then the blue will be my contrast colour. So you want to start with colour B. This is the contrast colour. So my main colour of my hat is going to be grey, and then my blue is going to be the little stripe bits. If that makes sense. The bit that hasn't got as much colour as the other one. So I'm going to start with a slip stitch. I'm going to start with a slip knot, and we're going to place it on our crochet hook. You can use a magic circle or magic ring for this one. And we are going to chain 4. If you're doing a magic circle you won't need to do this part. And then join in the first chain with a slip stitch. Into the middle we're going to work 10 half double crochet. If you do not want your hat to be as baggy, you could start the first round with 8 half double crochets. With the 10 half double crochets you get 10 segments to the hat. So if you use 8 half double crochets to start with, you will get 8 segments to the hat. You could also do 9 stitches if you want to have it in between. This is all up to you when you start the very first round. If you're using a magic circle you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to go into the middle. So we're going to do a chain 1. This does not count as a stitch here and throughout the pattern. And we're going to work 10 half double crochet into the middle. Oops, I'll just do that a bit slow in case you don't know a half double crochet. Yarning over, go into the middle, grab your yarn, pull through the loop, grab your yarn and pull through all 3 loops that's on your crochet hook. If you don't know how to do a half double crochet, there are plenty of videos here on YouTube to learn how to do that. And altogether we want 10 half double crochet, and you can see there I am crocheting over my tail. I've totally lost count of how many I've done, so have a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So into the first half double crochet we're going to join with a slip stitch. I was just making sure, go into the top of there and join with a slip stitch. Make sure you pull this slip stitch tight so that it disappears. It's very important for this project, otherwise we will accidentally do an increase. I want to finish off this colour, so leave about 2 inches, finish off, pull that through and pull tight. You can pull that tight at the back there if you want to, you can do it at the end, it doesn't matter. What we're going to do now is with our colour A, which is our main colour, so for me it's the grey. Somewhere there's an end, there we go. We're going to put that on and we're going to join that in. And we want to chain 1, again it does not count as a stitch. And we're going to work 2 half double crochet into the same stitch and 2 half double crochet in each stitch around. So go back into that same stitch, work a half double crochet. Now we want to get into the habit of putting a stitch marker in the first half double crochet of the round. Trust me, it is really easy to crochet into the chain 1 and you'll accidentally, like I said before, make an increase. Just turning the volume down on my computer. Just made a ding. So that's 1 half double crochet and you want to do 2 into the same stitch and 2 into every stitch around. So pause the video and I'll meet you when we are at the end. When we get to the end we'll have 20 stitches and we are going to join with a slip stitch to the top of the half double crochet. So we're going to make a slip stitch. Oops. Pull that through and pull that tight. So round 3 we're going to chain 1 and half double crochet in the same stitch. So going into the same stitch for a half double crochet. Again, put that back in. And we are going to work 2 half double crochet into the next stitch. So this is an increase because we're doing 2 in the same stitch. Into the next stitch we're going to work 1 half double crochet. In the next stitch we're going to work 2 half double crochet, and that is the repeat for this round. So one more time I'll show you. 1 half double crochet, oopsie, there we go, 1 half double crochet in this next stitch and then 2 in the next. One in the next and 2 in the next. This is slippery yarn. I'm also sitting at a weird angle to film, so it keeps slipping off. So continue around until we're ready to join. And just a little hint that you will finish on an increase. If you don't, something's wrong in your round. So we're going to join to the very first half double crochet. So I want to remember where that is. I'm going to join with a slip stitch. So what was that? 1, 2, 3. Row 4's next, and we want to change to colour B. So we want to change to our contrast colour, and we need to snip that off and pull tight. I want to join in colour B. So that's my blue yarn. Chain 1 does not count as a stitch, and we're going to half double crochet in the same stitch. Going to find our stitch marker, put that in that first stitch, and we're going to work a half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Now we want to work our double treble. This is an American double treble, and we need to wrap our yarn 3 times. If we wrap it once, it's for a double crochet. Wrap it twice, it's for a treble crochet, and 3 times is our double treble. And we're going to crochet around the front post of the half double crochet, of the 3 rounds below, which is actually this first round here. So you're going to just work your way down and find the half double crochet that lines up with that one. So I would say that one. If we go that one, it's going to work backwards slightly, so we're going to go in that first one there, and we're going to go around the stitch. We're going to pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. You want to make sure that it's not too tight, and you also want to make sure that that doesn't go loose like that. So I need to do that again. You just got to make sure you've got tension on this loop. 1, 2, 3, going down, make sure that's the right stitch, and working our double treble. I'm actually glad that happened, because I need to let you know about that. It's not too bad, that's fine. We're going to work a half double crochet in the next 3 stitches, but we don't skip any stitches because this double treble here was classed as an increase. So it was like doing 2 stitches into the one, except our second stitch was down like that. So we need to do 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. And work 1 double treble, so wrap yarn 3 times, and find the next available half double crochet from round 1. And we're going to go around the post, so we're going to go front post because we're working from the front. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. In the next 3 stitches, we're going to work 1 half double crochet, and then we are going to work 1 front post double treble. That is a mouthful. So wrap 3 times, go to the next available stitch and work around the post, pull through 2, pull through 2, through 2, and through 2. Again, we're going to repeat this all the way around, so it's 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. And 1 front post double treble in the around the half double crochet from round 1, sorry. 1, 2, 3. Talk about a tongue tie. So go around the post. And we're going to repeat this all the way around. Make sure that's laying flat. If that is sort of curving up, it means this stitch here, these front post double trebles, are too tight, and you may have to just work that round again and just work this stitch a bit looser, but it should be tall enough to cover all those rows and be sitting quite nicely there. So pause the video, work your way around, and I'll meet you when we're ready to join. When we get to the end, you will end on an increase, so that means the double treble is our last stitch of that round. And we are going to join to the very first half double crochet. So just pull that out. I'm hanging on to that so I know where it is. Pull that stitch tight. And this was round 4, and it says we need to finish off our yarn. Pull that tight. Round 5 we're going to join our yarn in, and round 5 we need to go back to colour A, which is my grey. So pop that in there. And round 5, so I'm going to grab that bit there, there we go. Chain 1 and half double crochet in the same stitch. One half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Two half double crochets in the next stitch. And 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. One half double crochet in the next, sorry, 2 half double crochets in the next, and 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. And that's our repeat. 2 in the next, and then 1 in the next 3 stitches. Repeat this around and I'll meet you when we're ready to join. So when we get to the end, we are going to join with a slip stitch, and I just noticed I didn't put my stitch marker back in. So we're going to pull tight. To figure out what size hat we need, we can use a tape measure and a calculator to figure out, if we stopped increasing here, how big a hat would turn out. And what we need to do is grab our tape measure, and this works in centimetres or inches. And I'll use centimetres because it's actually easier, because you can get more of a, I find it easy to measure in centimetres. So from one side to the other is 14 centimetres. Okay, so remember 14 centimetres, pop that aside. So grab your calculator, and it was 14 centimetres, so put in 14, and we're going to times it, so times 3.5. 3.14. This is the circumference of the hat, so the measurement around your head. This is how big that this hat will turn out if it's 14 centimeters across. So this would fit about a newborn size. I do have hat measurements. There is a link in the description box below this video. If you're not sure on what size you need for what age group, then there's plenty of information on that link. And there's actually a downloadable and printable document there that you can save and have whenever you need it. So if I continue on with this, this is going to fit that size. If you have the head measurement, so let's just use my head measurement for instance, so we'll get rid of that. My head measurement is 58 centimeters. And to find out how big you need to make your circle, like your circle of crochet, you need to divide this time. So divide 3.14 equals 18 centimeters. This will definitely work with inches as well. The calculation that I'm using here, like the divide all the times, is also written on the head measurement document that is on my website. So don't think you've got to remember all this. It's all written down for you. So if I know the person's head measurement, for instance myself, and then we divide it by 3.14, it's 18 centimeters. So I need to get my crochet and keep crocheting until across here is 18 centimeters, which is where my thumb is there. So I need to do probably one more round, and that would make it a adult size hat. Now this is quite bulky yarn, so it will kind of skip sizes. So this will fit a newborn, but with one more round it'll fit an adult. It's just the way it goes because the yarn is so bulky that your rows grow very fast. So unfortunately with bulky yarn it is a little bit harder to get it to fit. But this calculation works really well with worsted weight yarn and also DK yarn as well. So I'm going to show you one more round of increase, and then after that, because it will probably be big enough to fit me, after that we will show you how to continue without doing any increasing. If you have got to the size that you want, you can skip to rounds 9 or 10, and it just depends on what round you're on. This is in the written pattern, but if you don't need any more increasing, then you'll just have to watch this next round when I show you how to do the increasing, and the bit after that will be how to continue on without any increasing. So I have done a chain 1 and a half double crochet, and you've already done that before, so I don't need to show you how to do that part. And what we are going to do is do a half double crochet in the same stitch, so we've already done that, and then 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So altogether you're going to have 4 half double crochet. Into the next stitch we are going to work an increase. So that's 2 half double crochet in the same stitch. We're going to work 1 half double crochet in the next 4 stitches. And 2 in the next. 1 half double crochet in the next 4 stitches, and this is our repeat for this round. So that's 4, and then 2 in the next, and we're going to repeat this all the way around. So pause the video and I'll meet you when we are ready to join. You are going to end on an increase, and we're going to join to the first stitch with a slip stitch. Don't forget to make that tight. And now we're going to change colour, so we do one of our contrast and two of our main colour. So we're going to cut that off. We're going to pull that loop out and then join into there. And with colour B, we're going to chain one and half double crochet. So chain one and half double crochet in the same stitch. Grab our stitch marker and put that back in. And we're going to half double crochet in the next 5 stitches. We are going to work a double treble around the post of the double treble 3 rows below. So 1, 2 and 3. So it just means, sorry guys, do that again in case you didn't say that, 1, 2 and 3. So our blue row, which is where our double treble is, just here. So we're going to wrap 3 times and then go around the post. So if you just poke your thumb or something underneath there, you can get right under and then pull up a loop. We're going to work 1 half double crochet in the next 6 stitches. So we're going to look behind here and we're going to make sure we get the next available stitch. So that's that one there. And we're going to half double crochet in the next 6 stitches. We're going to work a double treble around the front post of the double treble 3 rounds below. And then we are going to work 1 half double crochet into the next 6 stitches. So again, looking, just pushing this double treble out the way and then working across. Don't miss any stitches, so our next one's there, and a half double crochet in the next 6 stitches. And this is the repeat for this round. So we are going to wrap 3 times. Oops, I've lost count. 1, 2, 3, and then go below around that post there and work our stitch. But it's 1 half double crochet in the next 6, remembering don't skip any stitches, so push that out the way. You know you've done that one, so your next one is there. So repeat around and I'll meet you when we're ready to join. I was just looking at that, thinking it looks like a cobweb. I think if you just kept going with your increasing, you could probably make a placemat. That would be very cool. Or a coaster, very large coaster at the moment. So now we're at the ends. You're going to finish with a double treble around the post, and we're going to join to the first stitch. And we're going to finish off our yarn because we only do one round of the blue. Pull up a loop, and we're going to join our yarn. So in the written pattern it does actually have one more round of increase, but with this bulky yarn I'm not going to need it. The pattern is actually written, I think, for worsted weight because that's what I tested it in. But if you've got DK yarn and you need to do more increased rounds, you just keep doing that. So remember how we did 1/2 double crochet in the next 6 and then an increase? Well, then the next round's going to be 1 crochet in the next 1/2 double crochet in the next 7 and then an increase. Next round you add 1 more, so 1/2 double crochet in the next 8 and then an increase. So your increase on your 1/2 double crochet rows is just 2 stitches in the 1, and then an increase on your double treble round is doing the double treble and then not skipping any stitches underneath here, because this stitch here is actually an added in stitch, because if you ignore that and look at all your 1/2 double crochets, they're all in the 1 stitch, but then you have this extra one, so this stitch here is actually increased by this second stitch here. So we're going to join in our yarn, this would make an awesome bag as well, wouldn't it? It totally would. And I've got lots of bag handle videos, and like lots of my bags, the handles can be easily adjusted to fit, you know, crochet bag like this. Just keep making it bigger. So we have colour A, which is our main colour. We're going to chain 1 and 1/2 double crochet in the same stitch. Now this is a 1/2 double crochet round, there's no double trebles in this one. So in our pattern that's actually row 9, and it doesn't matter what row you're on, it's still going to be the same. If you stopped increasing back there, the non-increasing grey round is just 1/2 double crochet in every stitch around. So it doesn't matter what round you are on. If you're on a main colour round, so for me it's the grey, it's 1/2 double crochet in each stitch. There is no more increasing. So now we're creating the sides of our hat. And that's what that's going to look like. So work your way around and I'll show you how to join. Yeah, and then we'll need to do 2 of these rounds, so I'll show you how to join and then you'll complete the next round without any video because it's exactly what we're just doing now. And then I'll show you how to complete the double treble round. It's very easy. And then yeah, we're working on the sides of our hat. So pause the video and I'll see you in just a moment. So you get to the end and we are now ready to join, and we're going to join into the top of that stitch there. And we're going to chain 1 and 1/2 double crochet. So make sure that slip stitch is tight. Sorry, when we just slip stitch there, make sure that's tight. 1/2 double crochet in the same stitch. And we're going to repeat what we did on the previous round, which was 1/2 double crochet into every stitch around. So pause the video and I'll meet you when we're ready to join. When we get to the ends, we're going to join into the first stitch. We're going to make a slip stitch. Make sure you do your slip stitch tight because we don't want to make another stitch. You're going to cut your yarn. I've already cut my yarn because this is the 3rd time I filmed this bit. Yep, that's how it goes. We're going to join in our blue yarn. I feel like I've done this before. And we're going to 1/2 double crochet. So I did a chain 1 and 1/2 double crochet in the same stitch. You're going to notice now that this double treble lines up with the next available stitch. And we are going to skip that because previously we worked this stitch and the double treble, and that was our increase because there was 2 stitches, which was this one and the double treble. So now we want to work the double treble. We're going to go and do that one. Oops. We're going to skip the next available stitch, which is here, because we don't want an increase anymore. We want to just work the sides of our hat. And we're going to half double crochet into that one there. So skip this one and half double crochet in the next. And get your yarn stuck as well. Wait, no, don't do that bit. I'll just do that. There we go. We want to now half double crochet around until we get to the next double treble. So I'll show you. So we're going to look at our work, and the next available stitch is, I think that one's too far, this one here. Yep, because it lines up. Now we are going to do our double treble, and then we're going to skip that stitch that lined up. So we're going to skip, so we've worked in there, you can see that. We're going to skip this one and half double crochet in the next. So now you can look at your work and you'll see a double treble and then a heap of half double crochets and a double treble. If you find it easier to count your stitches, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then a double treble. So let's do 6 stitches. You may have a different amount, but that's totally fine. Do that amount. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm actually having a small celebration right now. Whoop, whoop. Because this lines up, and I have been trying to figure this out on and off for 7 years. I kept getting a weird section on just one, and I couldn't figure out why. Totally just did. High five, people. High five. So we are going to work a treble. Sorry, a double treble. Come on, you silly little loop. We are going to skip the one that lines up. So we can see we've worked in that one. We're going to skip this one and work in the next one. And this is the repeat for this round. So repeat this, pause the video, and I'll see you when we are ready to join. So I've joined with a slip stitch and we're ready to cut our yarn. I'm going to pull through to finish off. I'm going to join our yarn. So we want to go back to our main colour. And we're going to join that in. So now we are back to the half double crochet rows, and you already know how to do this one. We are going to chain 1 and half double crochet in the same stitch. I'm going to add a stitch marker. And we're going to half double crochet in every stitch around. So we're going to repeat the last 3 rounds. So we've got 1 round of half double crochet that we're doing now. We're going to do a second round of half double crochet, and then we go back to the contrast color, which is our front post double trebles, and we work that round. And remember, we do need to skip a stitch because we don't want to do any more increasing. And we're going to work this hat until we have the length that we need. And again, these measurements can be found on my website in the hat sizing document. There is a link for it in the description box of this video, and I will come back to you when I have the height of my hat finished. You want to leave, depending if you want to add an edge or not, you want to leave a little bit for your edging. And depending on where your rows finish will depend on how much edging you'll have to do, and that'll make total sense in the next part of the video. So I've finished off my grey round and I've joined and everything and cut off my yarn. I won't show you that bit, I've shown you that enough times already. We're going to join our yarn in. Now, I wasn't going to add this bit in the video because it was just a repeat of what we did with the previous double treble row, but then I noticed that I'm pretty sure we have 1 extra stitch here. Not that we've gained any stitches. Where we've just joined our round has shifted slightly. I don't know if that's just me, but I'm going to show you anyway. So we're just going to join our yarn as usual. Half double crochet in the first stitch. And you can see that our double treble there lines up with our stitch. And before we did a half double crochet and we skipped a stitch and then did our double treble. But on this round, if we do that, we're 1 stitch out. So we just need to make sure we pay attention that whenever we join our yarn, we're skipping the one that lines up with the double treble. So we're skipping this one. So I need to put in a couple of stitches here. So it's 3 stitches there. And then we're going to do our double treble. And then we're going to work this. We're going to skip a stitch, so we're going to skip that one and half treble in the next. Sorry, half double crochet. And then continue around. My yarn is getting stuck, can you tell? It's not feeding out properly. See, it still lines up, it's just for some reason I'm assuming that where we join it just kind of shifts around as we go. Yeah, so you just want to make sure when you join your yarn, and you'll probably find this on the rows as we go along, it's going to shift. But just join your yarn in and then make sure that the double trebles line up, and you're going to skip that stitch that's behind, which is there. So we're going to continue on, and we're going to continue this round and join, and then we're going to do 2 grey rounds, which is just half double crochet in each stitch, and then we'll come back to the contrast colour and do our double treble round, remembering to skip the stitch every time we do a double treble. And we're going to continue for the height of our hat. And if you don't know how high to make it, you can find this information on my head measurement document, which is located on my website. I was talking about that before. It's a printable document, so you can save it or you can print it off so you can have it, in your crochet book or crochet bag, wherever you may save your patterns. And so we're going to pause the video, and in the next part we will have the height of our hat done. If you want to add an edging, you want to stop a little bit before that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to add a single crochet edging because this hat's working up slightly bigger than what I need it to be, so a couple of single crochets is not going to hurt. Alright, I'll see you in the next part of the video. I have finished my hat to almost the height that I want it, And now I just want to put an edging on, and my hat is 8.5 inches high. I'll just see how many centimeters that is. That is 21.5 inches high. And I just want to add 2 rounds of crochet to this, but I'm going to change to single crochet because this hat works up on the big side, and I just want to pull it in a little bit so that it fits a lot better when it's on my head. So I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to single crochet in each stitch around. If you find that you need to pull this in quite a bit more, you could drop down a couple of hook sizes, so you could probably drop down to a 4.5, which I think I have just here. A 4.5, so that's a 7.5, or even a 5mm, just to, it'll make it a little bit more snug if you need to make it more snug. I'm going to single crochet all the way around. If you want to add a brim to this hat, I do have a video, and the video is going to pop up on the right hand side just here, and you can add a brim to that. And I would add this before you put this edging on, because on the brim you do add, I think it's 1 round of edging on that. So I'll put that video in for you, or you can just leave it like this. So pause the video and crochet around as many rounds as you like. You're going to join when you get to the end of the round, just like we have been before, and then chain 1 and then single crochet around again. So I'll see you when we have all of our rounds finished. If your hat's worked up a little bit too big, I'm going to show you a trick to make it fit snug around your face, but obviously it won't make the hat part any tighter, but it will help. I've used a smaller crochet hook for the band, and it's still too kind of loose on my face. So what you can do is evenly spread out decrease stitches. So we're using a single crochet, so we'll be using single crochet decrease stitches, and depending on how many you think that you need to take out, so to make it tighter, will be how many you spread it out around. I think I'm probably going to need about 6. So I'm just going to sort of, you could use a stitch marker, go about the halfway mark. I'm just got my hat folded there. This doesn't have to be exact. That's just the halfway mark around the other side. And so in between there, for here and there, I want to put 3 stitches. So if I want to do 6 altogether, I want to do 3 before I get to that, and just roughly evenly space it. That doesn't make sense, doesn't it? Because it's supposed to be even. But you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be exact, because as long as it's around about even, it is going to look fine. So if I need to do 3, I'll do 1, 2, and 1 about there. So you're basically eyeballing this. So I've just done single crochet stitches. To do a single crochet decrease stitch, you go into the stitch like normal, pull up your loop, pull through. And to finish a single crochet, you would grab that yarn and pull through 2 loops. But we're not going to do that. We're going to leave 2 loops on our crochet hook. We're going to go into the next stitch and we're going to pull up a loop. We have 3 stitches on our crochet hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. And that is a single crochet decrease. So you're going to work around. I'll just do a few more stitches and show you again. You're going to go into the stitch, pull up a loop, into the next stitch, pull up a loop, 3 stitches on your crochet hook, and then pull through all three. And you're going to work your way around, evenly spacing or roughly evenly spacing the decreases around. Here is my finished hat. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. All we need to do is sew in our ends and we are done. This hat is looking quite slouchy on Mannequin, but it's not that slouchy when it's on me. He has a smaller head than me. So I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe as we have many crochet tutorials to come. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Share it with your friends. Leave a comment below on what yarn you are using. I would love to know what colour you have chosen. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy crochet!